And then of course the iconic Budapest is very unique, unique kind of city. I think you guys should go. The Eastern Europe is kind of mysterious in a way that, not many. It's not that popular as a Western Europe, which is like London, Paris, and things like that. But it's still very magnificent, the architecture and stuff. So that is one of the highlight of the cruise. The second one is Hungarian Parliament. You see, Amway already given us the night view. They view the other side, and what happened? At night, he sent us in there. Okay, so this is open for visit for public. However, what Amway did was he wait until the parliament was closed for public, and then Amway set up another special entrance evening. So we went in there when no public was there. I understand that we have the money to travel and things like that, but this kind of experience is second to none. And you will find that there will be photographer every part of the parliament ready to take your photo, just to take your photo. You see how magnificent it is, and these are some of the view inside. And then the roof is actually made from gold, right? All these are gold. And they're still using this building for the national matters, right? For the parliament, what they do. So still not enough. After you have seen the night view in a cruise, you have seen the other side daytime, you went inside. What happened? You went to the other side of a hill to take the whole view of Budapest, including the Parliament building. And this is at the other side of the river, and generally the public will have to walk up. But Amway have already booked the lunch. The ballroom in Hilton, which is next to the Castle Hill, and then we can get an elevator to go up, so you don't have to walk. That is special for this for the Amway people to get into it. And then guess what? This is called a Fisherman Bastion, and Amway book it. Nobody public can enter except us. And on the side, there is like a private lounge for us to rest. If you find that you don't want to walk that much, you can go there and have drinks. You can have, resting yourself because it was raining during that time. Yeah. So this is some of the view that I captured from the Castle Hill. Right, it's very magnificent. So you can feel it. This Castle Hill is actually a palace. So what happened was the Hungarian people built this Castle Hill, which is like a palace that wants to invite the King of Austria to come and stay. However, the King of Austria has not been to Castle Hill one time. So they spend all this big money to build the palace because the King of Austria they are look up to him, and then asked him to come, but they never came. Okay, they spend a lot of money on this. Yeah, but then we get to see some of we can have dinner there, or sorry, lunch there, and then we get to get pictures by the photographer as well. And then this is the third experience that I don't think that personally, if I go travel, I will be able to experience this. Amway book out the whole State Opera House. I repeat, State Opera House. No other companies of direct selling company have done it before because the budget is too low for them, and we have enough budget to do it. And when we go there, it's very light. We don't bring water or whatever because why? When you arrive at the lobby, there will be already drinks serving for you, right? So you don't have to worry about bringing things or things like that. There will be a clock room, everything prepared just to welcoming you. And our seats is also printed on the card so that you know where you are going to sit. And this is inside. Have you guys seen an opera before? This is the opera house. I'm quite amazed with the architecture inside. Right. So you can see on the roof. Have anyone been to Sixtine Chapel before in Vatican City? No, right? You see the Michelangelo, the two hands, right? Touching and God and Adam touching it. So that is sort of like that feeling that I had because the drawing on the roof is just magnificent. Yeah. And then what happened was just not that we are having the business session there. However, it's just half an hour. The other half an hour or 1 hour Amway hire the whole orchestra to play with us for us. To be honest, I don't know what he sings. It's like the whole thing, but I enjoy that kind of moment. Imagine that you have been enjoying opera in an opera house, which is historical, right? So that's very amazing. And then, of course, it's some of the glimpse of. So this show is not just for public. What Amway did was they hired the whole team, the opera team, to come up with a story just for us for half an hour. I think next this one you'll probably recognize this music or this song. So what happened was there's a storyline, you know. So what happened was this king got two daughters, and then the daughters loved the soldiers, but the soldiers went out for war, and then the dad, you know, asked them to marry another guy. So and then the warrior came back and tried to fight, and then one of the warrior dies or something like that, and then they start to sing this kind of sad story. So it was quite a nice show, even though I don't understand what they sing, but I think the whole show, right? Um, I'm not an opera, I'm not a musical background, so I don't know. But the most important thing is that you get to enjoy the kind of culture, right? So it's sometimes we went into the we just touch and go play. We don't never really experience the culture locally. And then of course we got a chance to take photos, nice photos, and sit in the balcony. And if you look at the bottom left corner, and we book out the whole opera house. That is the sign of how the whole thing is Amway hired. Not just that, another experience is that Amway book out the whole Hofburg Palace in Vienna to have dinner into that. Okay, so when we arrive, this is how it works. So there will be a lot of private photographer, the professional photographer, ready to take your pictures with you and your partner, right? And then we dress up very nicely, and then there's entertainment all night long. And then some of the food is just exquisite. Have everyone tried white asparagus? No, right? I let you know, white asparagus is one of the most expensive stuff I ever had. Before this, right, I already have white asparagus in Barcelona, and during that time, right, white asparagus, the one plate is about 30 euro, but only three pieces, three strokes, right? But here they give like 4, 5. So what I want to say is that whatever the food you take is already very high level in terms of taste and quality. And guess what? When you arrive, there will be people welcoming you in a red carpet. So people welcoming you in a red carpet, right? Yeah. Actually, this one, right? I just want to ask everyone that's working right now, has your boss ever rolled out a red carpet for you and welcoming you into the work? Well done, good job. You can do it. You do it so well. Keep it up the good work. Welcoming you, come, 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 come. Yeah, shake your hand and things like that. Have you ever feel that way? No, right? So what you say is that I know human is not just about making money. Are you valued as a person or not? Or are you just valued as a machine to grind up day and night just for the company profit? Right? Of course, the company makes profit as well, Amway, but we also make profit. But we also been valued as a person and VIP that work together in the company to run the business. And this is some of the view inside the hall. What's coming up? Right. I want to share with you all this is not just the hall, it's the deco, is the entertainment, is all the lights, all the all the AV and things like that. If you have been to an event before, you know that it takes a lot of effort into creating this. And then There's endless entertainment throughout the night. Imagine, I just want you to imagine this is not just a ballroom, this is a palace, one of the palace in Vienna. A lot of entertainment. Sometimes I just lost already. Wow, so many entertainment, but you are entertaining all the time with opera, with this one is also quite magnificent. This one I don't know what they call it. They tie themselves up in the air and then they dance like ballet or something. I think it's a ballet in the air. And then there's in the end there's like a lot of people coming out. Yeah, so in the end of the day, we are able to share with many people. We meet many people. Just for the bottom right, those are the performers. I think there are at least 100 people that perform during the night. No, 100 people that perform during the night. I think it's quite extraordinary. And then the top right corner on the top left corner plus the bottom left corner, those are the people who qualified. So these are all ordinary people. Some of them they got really good business. Some of them they are not from good education background, but they all get to enjoy this kind of lifestyle through fairness in the business. And not just that, whenever you go to trips, Amway will give you gifts. And yeah, we got the Swarovski watches. I think this cost about, I don't know, $1,000 or something like that, $1,000 to $1,005. So because Vienna or Austria, they are famous for is the Swarovski is founded in Austria apparently, right? So that's why they give the local one. Last time I went to Paris and we gave out Longchamp. You have heard Longchamp, the bag, the branded bag. So what Amway is doing is that they reward back to us in a proper way. And then we from Budapest all the way to Vienna, with coach. So we stop by with a premium outlet, and with that, right, and we also prepare a booth like a restroom, a waiting room or something like that. If anything happens, you don't like to walk or things like that, you can get water, you can get tidbits there, you can stay there. So I think for us, in order to get into that kind of level of service, I think it's quite difficult, right? So we are not when we go by ourselves, nobody really take care of us, but in here, and we take care of you from the start all the way to the finish. And of course, lastly, yeah, these are some of the food that we take. So during the trip, I learned that, do you know what is foie gras? Everyone knows what is foie gras? It's a liver, duck liver, right? So it's a very delicacy of a French cuisine. And apparently, Budapest is one of the exporter of foie gras. So foie gras over there is so delicious, and yet it's so cheap compared to in Paris. Like I have foie gras in Paris, it's so expensive, right? So all the imports, all the foie gras in France is actually imported from Hungary. And of course, we try some of the delicacy locally. And Vienna or the schnitzel is really, really tasty because there's a cranberry sauce. It's not like the schnitzel in Asia, right? It's very dry or things like that. This is very delicate. And in Vienna, it's very famous for their sweets, right? So this is an apple pie with vanilla sauce. So amazing. Yeah, we get to enjoy different food. And in Budapest, in a central market, when we were there, and they book out the whole like store, say they book out the 2, 3 stores to let us taste the local food, right? So we don't have to pay. You just get the ticket, you have to do it. So it's not about paying or not paying. I think it's that they want you to enjoy the lifestyle, to experience what life is actually meaning. And of course, I did some of the excursion myself. So I went to this place up north half an hour because there's some time free and easy. So I took a trip go up there and to see, in any part of the world, right? Sometimes, yeah, people is so still very modest, life very humble. And we went to these places not because it's extravagant or things like that. We want to see the people and culture there. What are they doing? And then in the meantime, always remind ourselves we are so blessed, right? That we have in a place where there's no war. We have, the government is so too protective of the in Australia, the government is so protective of the Australian. You know, if you don't have money, they give you money. If you the worst is that when you earn more money, they tax you and things like that as an employee. So again, right, making people very lazy. But because of the trip, right, when we need to see this, we are able to humble ourselves and say that we have to work harder because we already got the opportunity to become the greatest in our life. And Amway allows us to be the greatest. And that's one trip. The other trip I went to is Eskilgom. Right? Eskilgom is the border of Slovakia. So I went there at the border of Hungary and Slovakia. So opposite is already Slovakia. So you can see that in Europe, there's no border, like Australia very worried about when you bring something in, you got custom chasing you, right? No, no, Europe very relaxed. Yeah, you just come and go. People are very friendly. These are all some of the architecture over there. So people are also living. So different part of the people are doing what they're doing in their daily life. So the last question is that, of course, this is the end of my sharing. Last question I want to ask everyone is that, would you be willing to work hard for 2 to 3 years and then enjoy the free 5-star world tour for the rest of your life? I think sometimes, we are so accustomed to what we are doing right now. And, when there's opportunity arise, we are even not willing to change for 2 years rather than work for 20, 30 years of our same life. So I really do not understand that, because the 2 to 3 years later, everything has improved and upgrade and, changed for the better. So that's why, again, I want to let you know is I'm not here to share with you how great I am, definitely. I think I started off the business like yourself, not knowing anything, coming into the meeting, and what are they talking about? I also don't know, right? But right now, after 10 years later, I've been to, 20 plus countries, 40, 50 plus cities, everything paid for to experience life. So I find that in life, it's not just about earning money and go back home. You have to experience as much as you can, because the time in this earth, on this earth, is actually finite. So we must find a way that how we can maximize our time here. Of course, we can earn money. Don't worry, money is important. I get it. But if our income source is just active income, then we'll never be able to rest, right? And even if right now you have, you get out your super like 1 million from 65 years old, we are not there to finish off the super that we have already saved for years, right? So in other words, we are still poor, right? It's not about how much money you have. It's about, do you have peace of mind or not? Does the money comes in every single month or not? So I think that is the mindset that we have to create a business assets that reaps or yield passive income. That's why we are here for. And then to experience life through travel with family. All right. So I think that's the little bit. That is a little bit I want to share. So hopefully it can inspire you a little bit to know more about business, to find more about the business, and most importantly, to work on the business. Okay. So I'll pass back to Kai to close it up. And thanks everyone. Thanks for having me. And I'm looking forward to see everyone soon, very soon. I see that everyone is wearing very thick right now, so I'm a bit worried that it's going to be too cold for myself when I go back to Perth. Anyway, so I will see you guys soon. And thanks for having me. I'll pass it back to Kai.
Thank you.
All right, sweet. Okay, can we give another round of applause for including his sponsors? Okay, thanks, Jun. I'll pause for now. Thank you. See you.